Welcome everybody out there in live land. It's Kashi here, and this is a half-hour yoga session for UniRec. Today's session focuses on use of your core quite a lot, which is super good at this time of year when it's rather cold and windy, especially because we're all inside at the moment. You might have been just sitting still, so this one will help get us moving and build a little bit of fire in our puku. I'm sitting on a blanket right now, so sit on something that allows you to be steady. If your back hurts at all doing that and you can't get comfortable, just lie down on the floor is okay to do the breath work, or same with anything that we're doing. If it doesn't feel right for you, just skip it and move on to the next thing when we're there. Okay, make sure that you feel safe and good with this. Awesome. All right, so perhaps a little bit of move around of your ribs and your shoulders just to settle into this place. Loosening up the shoulders a little bit, maybe the neck, wiggle your ribs around, and then come to where you feel like your ribs settle on top of your pelvis. Then pause with a really nice upright spine. Closing your eyes if that feels okay. And start feeling into your breath flowing in and out through your nose. Feel different parts of your torso move when you breathe in, feel them expand. And as you breathe out, just feel them soften back in. So allowing both your belly and your chest to move a bit as you breathe. And I'll guide us through a couple of rounds of breath. And I'm going to reach my arms up and down each time I do that. So feel free to move your arms as well if you want. So on the inhale, arms reach up overhead. And on the exhale, they come back down again. And we'll carry on again. So inhale, feel the belly swell. Feel the chest swell. Big full breath in. And exhale, let it all out. Now you can carry on a couple more rounds at your own pace. Just taking your time to breathe in quite full. So we're doing active breathing here, not just observing it now. And exhale, follow the breath out all the way to the end. Breathing in, lifting, and exhale coming down. The next time at the top of your inhale, just pause up there. And now as you exhale, first start breathing out through your nose. And when you get to the end of your exhale, imagine like you're blowing out a candle through your lips. And pause at the end of that, feeling empty and a little bit of strength through your lower core area. Okay, do it again. Inhale, breathing in through your nose. Full breath in, nice and active. Start exhaling. And then when you feel you're at the end of it, blow out those candles again. As you get to the end of yours, you might still be going. Just pause and sense that nice integrational sense of drawing in right down at the base of your torso. Now keep that as you breathe in. And then breathe out. So try and keep that deeper activation there. You can open your eyes now if you want. Let's just practice a couple of breaths, staying quite still and steady down low, and feel that your ribs can still move as you breathe in. So as you breathe in, expand your ribs sideways. And as you breathe out, feel the fingers and the ribs come back in towards each other. I said the fingers because I've got my hands on my ribs. Inhale, expand the ribs. Breathing in, feel the chest move. And exhale, ribs come back in again. And just do 2 more breaths like that. Move your arms overhead if you want. Just sensing that as you breathe in, you're still keeping quite solid and steady and supported in your core, but that your ribs can move, sometimes called thoracic breathing. One more time. Inhale, big full breath. And exhale, slowing down. So you can let go of the blowing out the candles now, and the whole time maintain that little bit of strength down here. Every now and then we'll give it a rest, but for now you want to keep that stability for keeping your hips still, and we'll do a little bit of rib movement. So the inhale is this upright seated position, and your exhale you're going to bend over to the left, squeezing down here, and inhale, come back up. Keep going, exhale down. Now you might want your hands behind your head, If that's a little bit much, support with one on the floor or even one in front of you. So you choose your arm positions, and we're going to start going faster. Starts to become like a little sniff and snort with the air out, in and out through your nose. So we'll go for about 10 more. Here we go. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. About 5 more. And then sit up, really big full breath in. And as you exhale this time, go a little bit deeper if you can, further down, and maybe reach the top arm over your head and just stay there with a nice full breath in and out. Keep feeling that stretch down that side of your body and the strength right on the other side. One more good breath here, brings you all the way up to sitting. Lower the arms down, and let's try that on the other side. So just start going with the exhale and the inhale. See how that feels on this side. So it's quite a small movement, really just starting to mobilize around your middle. Don't go right to extreme end of range, but feel that you can still breathe out and in. So hands where you choose. I'm going to do behind my head this time. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Exhale, inhale. It's a little bit hard to do the sniffy, snorty breath and talk at the same time. So let's go with 6 more from here. And when you're done, sit up nice and tall, big full breath in. Relax the arms, exhale, go over that little bit deeper. Feel a bit of a side stretch, so still nice and centered with your hips. Maybe reach a little bit further if that feels good for you. And then as you inhale next, slowly come on up to sitting. Good work. So if you're feeling a little bit warmer down the sides of the body as well. Now we're going to do that same breath pattern but twist to the left. So little twist, come back and inhale. Little twist, sussate your arms. Same options, in front of the chest or behind your head. Switch, you're not pushing on the head. Keep the neck upright. Here we go. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's go with 10, 8, 6, 4, keep the breath going, pumping out and in. And stop back to the middle. Big full inhale, relax the arms, and then twist around and just see if you can go that little bit further than you did on the little twist. Feeling that lift right up through your spine and turn your head a little bit more. So you really feel that deep support here down in your core area. Belly button to spine, nice long lift through the top of your head, and maybe you can turn your head as your ribs and your shoulders are turning as well. And then as you inhale, slowly release the head round, shoulders, and come back to the middle. Nice work. So when you're ready, start on the other side. So we're going exhale, inhale, inhale to the front. Arms crossed in front or behind your ears. Just a small movement. Don't want to feel any pulling or yanking. We're still just warming up, feeling nice and strong from your base, around your hips, belly button down, and then the ribs and the shoulders are moving. Keep the breath going. Four more. And big breath in. Nice work. Relax your arms and exhale, twist around that little bit further. Feel the ribs move, your shoulders move. Spine beautiful and long, and then gently turn your head back around. Stay there for one more big breath in. Exhale, how does it feel to twist a little more? And slowly unravel yourself. Inhale, free that up. Good work. Okay, let's come on to all fours into the cat-cow position. So get rid of your blankie and come on to all fours. Now I've got my slippers on because it's a bit cold today. Take your socks off at any stage you want. We're not doing too much standing stuff, so it's up to you, so long as you don't feel slippery. Alright, so cat pose. Head down, bottom down, stretch through the back of your body. And then come up for a year, rolling through. So first of all, just get that sense of the breath and the body moving happily along together. And we'll do a few more. Start then fine tuning, really feeling that support along your spine line, around your hips, to get your pelvis and your spine moving. So all the different fabulous parts of your core, from around your hips, your front, back and sides, working to help the supported movement. Nice big full breath in. Exhale it out one more time, and on the exhale this time, hold the air out for a moment. See if you can scoop the belly out a bit more. Tuck the tail down. Stay there and take an in-breath. And exhale, curl in a little bit further. Head down, tail down. And release. Nice one. Okay, now variation on the cat-cow is to roll your ribs around. So stick your ribs out towards the right side. Then take them down to the floor, out to the side, up to the ceiling, and keep going around in that circle. So you just kind of have to get over what you think this might look like, and just feel your ribs rolling around side to side. Let your hips and your head come along for the ride. Change direction. Just keep that going. So you're in a nice good bit of mobilizing right through your middle. Making my own sound effects here. Okay, roll over to that side last time. And pause back onto, tuck your toes under, sorry. Sweep your bottom back towards your heels. We're going to move in towards plank pose. So before you go there, already start feeling that sensation like when you did the blowing the candles out. Even blow again if that helps. So deep activation, then stretch your hands forward and move yourself forward into plank pose. So probably start on your knees and just see how that feels for you today. I'll try and move into the frame. Something like that, huh? Hands under your shoulders, shoulders roll back, free the neck. And if that's feeling okay for you, okay meaning that you feel supported in your back and your whole spine can stay nice and supported, maybe straighten your legs. And just pause, really feeling you're pushing the floor away. And then feel a breath move. Do about 3 more breaths there if you can. You need to go down to your knees. Feel your ribs moving sideways as you breathe. Slowly lower your knees. Cool. And then draw yourself back towards child's pose. Or extended child's, which means your hands are reaching forward. Nice work. Tuck your toes underneath, and let's move towards downward facing dog. So head down, look back towards your feet, and lift your hips up into the air. Remember, you're welcome to stay on your knees as you need. Just making maybe a little walk side to side in the dog position. Feeling that stretch out through your legs. I keep habitually looking towards where I feel like the class is to see what you guys are doing, but of course I can't see anything. Okay. Just a couple more breaths in downward dog. So feel your ears line up with your arms. Nice lift in the hips and a strong long line from your arms and your back. Then slowly walk your hands back towards your feet or your feet towards your hands. And just pause with your knees bent. I'm going to turn around because this is my prop today. Just staying in the slightly bent over position. Some of you might want your legs a little bit straighter. If you have trouble getting to the floor, especially with straight legs, you're either bending the legs, so we're going to come up and down a few times. You might put your hands on your shins or your thighs for support. You can also hold on to a chair or your couch or something that you've got nearby. So if you want to have a look at the screen for a moment, our halfway position is a really long, strong back here. So strong in the middle, the front, back and sides, extending your spine forward with support either from your legs or the floor or your prop, okay? So let's come down again. Head down, maybe you get a little bit deeper, maybe not. And then bend your knees, push into the feet and slowly roll up to Tadasana, which just means standing tall, feet about hip width apart. Okay, so we're going to do, it's a little bit like a half sun salute, but just play along because it might be different than how you normally do it, okay? Hands in front of your chest space. And feel this is like our starting place. It's also a good reminder where your midline is. So feel from where your thumbs are that your chest lifts a little bit higher. Same with your head. Awesome. Okay, let's go through a few rounds. So as you inhale, reach your arms up wide overhead. And when you exhale, dive your chest forward. Probably bend your knees and coming down towards that halfway position. Then put your hands down and drop your head down all the way down. Okay, now come up halfway again. So look forward, extend your spine forward and slowly come back down again. Exhale. Now roll up to standing. Bend the knees a little bit or a lot. Feel the pelvis roll over your feet. Inhale nice and tall and exhale back to base. Here we go again. Big inhale. So you're warming up through the whole body here. Exhale, extend forward, feel really strong right through your middle and your back. Reach the fingers back, head coming towards the floor. Fold over yourself and then halfway up, hands to the shins or your prop. Exhale all the way down. Rolling up to standing, arms over your head, hands back to base. Inhale, coming up. So just keep this going as tall as you possibly can. Exhale, extend the chest forward. All the way to the bottom. Inhale, halfway up. Pause, feeling really strong and long. Exhale, soften and release. Bend into the knees, rolling up to standing, arms over your head. Exhale, back to base. Okay, just one more time, and when we get down there this time, we'll pause on the bottom, okay? So inhale really tall. Exhale, dive forward. And pause here. Okay, let's walk back into our downward facing dog. So I just need to move so I've got space. Walk your hands forward, spread the fingers like stars, walk your feet back. And you can see me, excellent. Okay, so downward facing dog. Just get a really good feel for this. Take a nice big inhale. And then when you exhale, look forward and come into plank pose. Now you might pop your knees down. Actually, let's bring the feet together if you can do that one. Okay, inhale back into the dog and take your knees wide as you lift your hips this time. Exhale into plank pose and zip your legs up like you got one zippy leg. Here we go. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Now you could do this the whole thing on your knees if you want, but I want you to try and keep moving. Hips back, hips forward. So inhale, hips back, head down. Exhale forward. Now we're going to try in a moment speeding this up. That might be fast enough for you, but if you can go a little bit faster, really get some heat going again with that little snorty breath like we did at the start of class. So inhale, exhale. Try and do 5 more. And if it feels good, do another 5. If you need a break, take a break. And then everybody come down to your knees. Whew. Maybe you got a little bit of heart rate up. Just sit down into kneeling pose. Whew. Or sit on your bottom if you can't kneel. Nice one. Inhale, arms wide. So let's slow down again. And exhale down. So after being really strong and steady in your core there, just soften up a little bit around your middle at the moment and take a wee moment's rest. Exhale, hands down, and we'll just take one more nice full breath here. Slowing down. Cool. Now we're going to come on to our back and do our final little bit of core activation. So start seated first actually before coming onto your back. So take your feet out in front of you, knees bent. And we're going to move towards a version of a pose called the boat in yoga or Navasana. A version of it. Take your heels off the ground if you can, and just see if you can still sit pretty tall. So here you really need to get activated down below. Strong support for your back around your middle and your hips. So practice being able to breathe wide in your ribs as you're sitting there nice and tall. And exhale. So you stay strong down below. Still breathing full. Good work. Okay, let's try and move with it. So as you inhale, we'll be sitting up. If you can, float your feet off the floor, otherwise they can stay down. And as you exhale, just roll back maybe a couple of centimeters. If you're a bit stronger or you've done this before, maybe you can come a bit lower. And then sit back up again on your inhale. Good work. And go again. Exhale back. So if you've got any back issues, well, you know this is a bit strong for you, keep your feet on the floor. Use your arms for support, but just make it smaller if you're not feeling getting that strength from your middle of your knee. We've got about 5 more to go. Some of you who are doing it with your feet off the floor, and you want it a bit harder, you can also lift the arms. And if you're feeling super cool with this today, you could do the whole thing with straight legs. Let's just say I don't want to be super cool with that today. And up. So do the last couple really feeling you've got as much control as possible, and you only go to where you feel you are in control. Exhale, inhale, final one, slowly roll yourself all the way to the floor. Good work. Okay, I'm just going to come a bit closer so you can see. Bring your knees into your chest and just pause for a moment. With the knees are nice and close, just pause and soften your belly for a little moment. So we have these moments, rest and softness in between our nice strong work. Oh, okay, legs up into the air. Re-engage super strong, because now as you move your legs, you want this core support to support your back and your legs. Those of you who need a little bit more support, you can wedge your thumbs in underneath your bottom to stop your pelvis tilting, okay? Single leg hinge, so one leg slowly comes down towards the floor. Some of you might stop halfway, especially if something's in your way. And slowly come back up again. Okay, go with the other leg. So how far down can you go and still feel really controlled through your middle? Everyone will be different. Slowly down with that first leg and slowly back up. Good work. On the other leg. So we've done 2 on each side now. If you're feeling really good with that, you could try doing both legs at once. Slowly going down. Slowly coming up. Good work. So again, your choice. Don't feel you need to go all the way to the floor. You're just going to where you feel it's a little bit of a challenge, but that you're not arching your back out. You're not losing the control around the middle. Let's try 3 more. Slowly down. Slowly up. You can also bend your knees if you need more support. And after this 3rd one, just pause on the top here for a moment with the legs as straight as feels straight for you, safe for you. Okay, so some of you have your knees quite bent. If you can, feeling the heels reach above your hips. Flex the feet, spread out your toes. And then for our final little lift off, arms braced to the floor, bend your knees a little bit more. And as you exhale, try and lift your tail just off the floor. And slow down. Keep your shoulders and your head pinned down. We'll try and do that 4 more times. So a little lift. And now, so you're taking your feet towards the ceiling. 3 more. And down. I'd suggest you exhale as you lift. It doesn't have to go far. 1 more time, maybe with a little bit of hang time. And slowly come down. Woo. Good work. Soften your knees into your chest. A little bit of support here again. Now you have permission to soften through the middle. So release that bracing and support. Feel the feet now on the floor. And half-hour class goes super fast. We're going to start moving towards our relaxation part of the class. So just as we're starting to slow down now, check that you're warm enough, so grab a sweater or something if you need. And this is where we're going to come towards a wall, a chair or something, and pop your legs up on it. So grab your warm things as you need and get close to whatever you're going to put your legs on, and then lift your legs up. So you'll either have the legs kind of straight up the wall, don't have your bottom too close, or your calves resting on your seat of your chair or your couch or whatever it is. Nice one. Spread your arms out wide, feel the head sinking back into the floor. Close your eyes. So you're literally taking a load off. Try and relax your legs. And really relax your belly, your whole core area, knowing it doesn't have to support you at the moment and you're standing up or support the weight of your legs or your body as you're moving. So just as important to take rest, allow those tissues that we've been squeezing and activating to soften, to hydrate. Feel your shoulders and your arms and your head all supported by the floor. See if you can soften up a little bit more. And completely let the breath relax now. So we were doing quite active breathing for most of the class. Some of it was a little bit snorty, some of it was big and full. Right now, you just let your breath do its own thing and be as relaxed as possible. Allow your belly to rise and fall as you breathe. And while we're here in this nice relaxed space, turn your awareness back to something that made you smile this morning. Maybe there's a few things, and if you can't think of anything, maybe go back to yesterday. Just bring to mind things that have brought a smile to your face, and just feel that again. Feel those little moments. Now you can stay right where you are at the moment, everyone. We're just coming to the end. Stay nice and relaxed. I'd suggest you keep your eyes closed. Hari Om Tat Sat. That marks the end of the session, everyone. Take your time to cruise out of this nice resting position on your back. You might want to just lie flat for a moment after having your legs up, or give yourself a good hug. Awesome work. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.